Don't settle for bad socks. Get comfort and grip at an affordable price with Pure Grip Socks Pro. Choose from 18 different colors at puregripsocks.com.
25 years of Nike Mercurial, which is hard to believe, but inside these, I guess, boxes are the boots to celebrate that milestone. I know it's a special edition and they're quite expensive, but this has to go down as one of the coolest boxes ever for a pair of football boots. The box is gigantic, so sorry it doesn't fit in the frame perfectly, but the lid opens here and then there's a plastic covering, and then inside these kind of like foam pods are the boots themselves, but they also include individual boot bags, which is kind of a nod to what they used to do in the early days of the Mercurial Superfly series with that XXV Mercurial logo. And you also get one for the other boot on the other side, which again, just a very cool touch, and it's made from this super soft, almost velvet feeling material. And maybe you'd expect a little more given the size of the box, but as a display piece alone, I personally think it's pretty cool. But anyways, here are the special edition 25th anniversary Nike Zoom Mercurial Vapor 15 Elites. Notice the side swoosh in this really cool metallic chrome and gold color, and you'll also see on the side, the boots are limited to just 2,500 individually numbered pairs worldwide, with a $50 premium on the normal Vapor 15 Elite price tag of $300 US. But of course, you can't celebrate the Mercurial series with just the Vapor. The Superfly is also a big part of the history, so of course they also released these in the form of the Superfly 9 Elite, where of course you do get the collar, and they actually changed the position of the swoosh for the Superfly, which I thought was a cool touch. These also being limited to just 2,500 individually numbered pairs worldwide, also bearing a $50 premium, retailing for $325. With all 5,000 pairs being completely sold out. These were gone pretty much instantly. Unfortunately, we live in a world of flippers where so many people wanted to buy them to resell them. I haven't checked eBay, but I'm sure there's plenty of them listed up there. Whether or not they're worth the ridiculous asking prices right now, I guess that's for you to decide. Nonetheless, I do want to take a closer look at some of the details of these football boots, because I will say the pictures are pretty unimpressive, but in person and hopefully in this video, you'll get a better idea of how cool and detailed these actually are. So the first thing to note is that these boots do have a chrome finish to the upper, which unfortunately in pictures does come across as looking kind of like a dull gray, but I think the chrome is such a good choice for a 25th anniversary boot in that it is kind of synonymous with the Mercurial series. I would say the Mercs were probably the first to go with that silver metallic chrome look on a pair of football boots all the way back in 1998. So I think it's very fitting that 25 years later, we're getting it here. Unfortunately, until you get to see these boots in person, it doesn't really come through in how flashy these actually are. And what's also really cool is up close, obviously you get to see all the different generations of Mercurial logos that are repeated throughout the upper, but as you move it around, there is a very subtle sparkle of like a green, a blue, and a red within the chrome finish. It's really difficult to see, but it is a very subtle detail that I think is quite nice. You can even see it here in that little Nike logo on the front side of the collar itself. Obviously all the exposed flyknit and the laces is just in a standard gray. The Nike swoosh, which like I said, is positioned across the front of the boot on the Superfly, has this almost mirrored finish to it, iridescent in terms of how it changes color with like a gold outline, looks really, really cool. You get the Mercurial XXV logo there on the medial side, the black Mercurial branding on the back. They are of course individually numbered, which I love when Nike does on any of their releases. This of course is not the most limited boots we've seen from them, but 2,500 pairs worldwide. I have number 983, and then you can see here on the bottom you have a combination of kind of like almost like a satin chrome finish on the back that has a little bit of a color shift to it, and then kind of a solid chrome finish around the edges with no exposed Zoom Air branding. I think what they've done there in the middle does look a little bit cheap, but nonetheless, the boots as a whole just have so many cool details. Where the Vapors are pretty much exactly the same, but of course you get the low cut design without the collar. collar and the swoosh there on the lateral side. It's also a smaller swoosh than what you'll find on the Superfly. Personally, I think a really small swoosh like we would have seen on Mercurial Vapor 1, 2, and 3 would have been a little bit cooler, but this does look cool as well, and I like the fact that they did make the graphics slightly different on both pairs, and these are also individually numbered. I have pair number 1850 out of 2500 in total. But there you have it, the two boots to celebrate 25 years of Nike Mercurial, and I'm going to leave you with one question to answer down below in the comment section. What is the best Nike Mercurial football boot of all time?